Isn't that good?
It's really good.
Oh, I love that.
Hi.
Oh, we're on. Yes. Okay, great. Hi, everybody. Good to see you. Good to see you. I got home last night, as you know. Thank you for picking me up midnight at the airport.
I thought about leaving you at the airport.
Right. Take an Uber, eh?
Take an Uber.
Got home midnight. I was up in Toronto. By the way, before I left for the airport, my friends up there took me to a Japanese barbecue place.
Oh, I bet that was
Here's
good.
a couple of pictures from that, and you can.
Oh, okay.
Oh my goodness!
It's delicious.
Oh, Susan, it was so good, and they had these tiger prawns there that we cooked on the. You know, a Japanese barbecue has the heating thing, the fire right in front of you. Every table has one.
We did one in Singapore once.
And you cook your meat, you cook your vegetables, all that. Oh my goodness. And it was so good. Oh, that's the only thing I ate all day yesterday, but it was so good. It filled myself up.
And it's real fresh.
And it's extremely fresh. Yeah. In fact, my friend who's been there before, he said he hadn't had tiger prawns like that in a long time. They were that good. Yeah, they were just big and fresh and succulent.
Sounds delicious.
Oh my God, it was. I'll take you when we go to Toronto one day. But anyhow, what I'm going to make tonight, since I'm full, is a very simple.
You're full still?
Yeah. Tonight, next night over, I'm making like what they call a garden tuna macaroni salad. It's a cold plate. It's going to be on a bed of lettuce. In fact, let me tell you what I got here. I've got carrot, celery, green onion, leaf lettuce. I've got tuna. Now, if you don't like tuna, you could put chicken, you know, like a can of chicken or whatever. Yeah, absolutely. I've got mayonnaise, ranch dressing. I've got parsley. I've got, what else do I, macaroni, elbow macaroni. Oh, that was it. Carrots and radishes. And then some Parmesan cheese, some grated Parmesan cheese. And it's all going to mix together. It's super simple. Put it on a leaf lettuce bed. Okay. And I've got some of this tomato that I'm going to use, this heirloom tomato and heirloom tomato. I said heirloom. And I'm going to cut that up on the side as a little side dish. And that's going to be our dinner tonight.
Good.
And some crackers.
Do you know I cooked while you were gone?
Heard you cooked a quiche.
I made myself a quiche. And I discovered there's only 2 main ingredients that you need for a quiche.
What's that?
You need milk and eggs. 4 eggs. And then the difference between a quiche and a breakfast casserole is the kind of milk.
Oh, is that right?
So it's got to be a richer milk. So I noticed some recipes do half milk, half cream. This one called for evaporated milk. 2 cups of milk, 4 eggs. Okay. And then you add whatever you want. I added spinach and mushrooms and what else did I add? Some onions.
Breakfast
sausage. I had a couple of breakfast sausage. I cut them up, stuck them in there. And you cook it for, this recipe called for 15 minutes on 425, and then you change it to 350 for another 30 minutes. It was perfect.
I bet,
in a deep pipe. I didn't even do a crust.
No,
I did it without
I like it crust, but
and
I had a bite of it this morning.
This was Sarah's favorite recipe. She would say
for her birthday.
She always wanted this quiche, and I hadn't been able to find the recipe. And I found it, and I know why she liked it.
Why?
Because of the evaporated milk.
Oh, that's right.
It makes it so
rich. Yeah, exactly.
Anyway.
Well, that's my daughter.
Quiche is easy.
Yeah. So, anyhow, maybe when I go up there in a few weeks, I'll make her a quiche. Or you can make her a quiche.
Yeah, I've done that before on her channel. Check out her channel, Our Tribe of Men. If you don't know about our Sarah's channel.
Yeah, Our Tribe. So if you are ready, I'm going to get this put together in 2 shakes. We're going to have dinner tonight, and we're going to eat a very easy meal.
That'll be great.
Yeah. Okay, so here's how we do this. I just finished cooking in salted water 2 cups of elbow macaroni. And I drained that, and now I'm going to put it back in my bowl here just to hold for a little bit until I incorporate it with the rest of my mix here. So we'll put that to the side. And then I need this sweet yellow pepper. Where's my knife? Oh, here's my knife. I need about 2/3 of a cup. So I'm just gonna get this pepper chopped down. Oh man, this is gonna be so good. I picked this up, this is fresh today. Hey, we even were able to find Florida corn today.
Tell them about the place we like to go for our vegetables.
Yeah, we got a great place just up the road a little bit called Rosetta's, and they've got, it's a Latin kind of flavor, if you would, but they've got all fresh vegetables.
And a lot of Florida grown.
And a lot of Florida grown stuff, and that's what I really like. They get it from the farmers around and all that, and boy, that just works out great. I'm gonna need this, and then I'm gonna need about 1/2 cup of grated carrot and 1/4 cup of the diced radishes. And that, to me, is what makes this recipe just a little bit different than the norm, is the radishes. And I don't know if you guys know that, but I use radish quite a bit when instead of potatoes, I'll cook them up like a potato, where you're maybe with a roast or something like that. They're just excellent. And when you cook them that way, they almost taste like
they do. They totally
potato. They really
don't taste like a radish.
No, they don't.
They even turn white.
Yeah, they
All
even
the red
turn
goes
white.
out,
I forgot.
they turn
Yeah,
white.
that's right. Now, culinary school would tell you everything should be even. I mean, that's really what you want, but this is a quick and easy, I was going to say quick and dirty, but it's not dirty, it's just a quick and easy meal for us tonight. And I like tuna. I use the white albacore tuna, but a lot of people don't like it, but I do.
More with
Like that. And then I've got myself some carrots. We're going to get that going. Oop, don't lose the carrot. And this, I'm just going to grate this. So I got my grater here. We're going to grate this down. Need 1/2 cup, so I'm thinking it's going to be about 2 carrots here. Yeah, oh boy, that's pretty close. I only need about 1 carrot, I think. Okay, I've got my carrot done here, and I got much more than I need, but it's going to be fun. What the world? Boy, you know what I need too is a bigger bowl to mix this all up in.
Oh, I'll get you one.
Thanks. By the way, I want to thank everybody. The book sales for our book that Sarah and I did along with my mother, Common Sense Parenting, has just been off the charts, and it's been such a wow, just a really humbling thing to have everybody who has purchased one. It's been very good, and everybody that's commented on how they enjoyed the book. In fact, if you haven't commented and you read it, or even if you gave it to your children who have kids at home or whatever, I would, nieces, nephews, all that, I would love to hear if they've read it and what they think of it and all that kind of stuff. The feedback is really helpful. And what's really been a neat blessing is that we're starting to get speaking engagements to educating type groups and parenting groups and homeschool groups and all that, and that's really been quite a wonderful thing. It really is. That it just is how do I say it? It's humbling and it's a blessing at the same time, knowing that it's helping so many people. More than ever before, you feel like common sense has left the building in our world. And here, I'm going to transfer this over. And you wonder, my goodness, what's going on? And I'll tell you what, the only way to combat that, you can scream or yell, you can get upset, you can do all sorts of things like that, but the best way to handle it is to establish a great home for yourself with great kids that are growing up great. And ultimately, if enough of us do that and sort of turn the tide, we can turn the tide, I should say it that way, and put the nation back on right course in a lot of ways. Where values mean something, where honor means something. I was even thinking, Sue, that we talked about the 7 tips for successful child raising and all that. One was do more, the first one was do more listening than talking. Sometimes we just don't take time to listen to our children and what they're wanting to talk about or whatever. And I'll tell you the second one. Learn the difference as a parent between disobedience and embarrassment. And here's what I mean by that. Oftentimes, if you're not careful, you'll see you have to know what disobedience is. And disobedience can be an outright just them being rebellious or whatever and saying no, or even slowly obeying. To me and my mother was just disobedience. You don't get to slowly walk your way to obeying. You just do what you're told to do. And the reason it's so important is because you've got to learn that your parents have your best interest at heart and they want the best for you. And so you begin to have faith in their judgment. Now, here's the difference between disobedience and embarrassment. Sometimes you may not have a disobedient child, but when you ask a child to do something, maybe they're embarrassed or they're fearful or they're hesitant for some reason, maybe they're unsure, whatever the case may be. That's a little bit different thing in my mind. That isn't disobedience. That is more just them not wanting to be embarrassed. Maybe you're asking them to do something that is a little bit more difficult, or, I don't know.
When we used to ask Sarah to play her violin at church or something. Yeah,
something like that. That in front of her peers or in front of adults, and oh my goodness, and she was very shy. That's a good one. Thank you for remembering that. And then all of a sudden, it's not really disobedience, because she wasn't a disobedient child. Honestly, not like some kids, I suppose.
Overtly,
not overtly,
right.
At least. Yeah, exactly. But her hesitancy came from a genuine fear. Now, you can work at getting rid of that fear, getting rid of that intimidation, or work at building her self-esteem and her self-confidence and all that kind of stuff. But that isn't necessarily disobedience. So you don't want to be punishing a child for what you consider disobedience when it really isn't. You can tell what is willful disobedience.
Right.
And it's just no. Well, no, wait a second. I'm the adult. I'm the parent. I'm the one that I said to do this, and I have a reason for saying it. I don't have to explain myself to you on everything that I ask you to do, and you will obey. That's different. But that embarrassment quotient can sometimes be looked at as disobedience when it really isn't. And so you want to be cautious that way. I'm doing about 2, by the way, I'm doing this while we're talking, but I'm doing about 2 tablespoons here of my fresh parsley, and we're going to put that in there too. Really, all you do is put all this stuff together, and everybody gets happy. Now, this is where it really gets interesting, and let me stop here. I'm going to pull some stuff together and measure it, and then we're going to assemble everything and show you how it looks. Okay, we're getting down to where we start pushing this all together.
Oh, this is the best part.
Listen, I put my parsley in, radishes, celery, carrot, pepper, and tuna is in there. And then I put in my macaroni and get that all in there. In fact, let's do this. Let's right now mix this around. And by the way, when you're talking about disobedience, part of the whole deal, you reminded me, Sue, of a child psychologist that said the biggest part for parents is just being consistent, and it's really the truth. You've got to just constantly help that child. I think he related the story of how his daughter, they said, don't go into this room, not the living room, the kitchen, because it's wet or what, I forget. But she was little, only about 1. 1 or so, and she kept trying it, and that's the willful disobedience part. And you had to get up and say no and move her back and turn her around. And he said we had to do that, couldn't believe it, had to do it about 25 times before she actually got the cue, I'm not supposed to do this. So that's what works, is the consistency. Okay, that's all together. Now watch, this is very quick. 3/4 cup of mayonnaise is what you want. And I use Duke's, as you all know. Oops. Sort of got that out of there. This is so good. I can tell you right now, it's going to be good. A little bit more. There's 3/4 cup of mayonnaise. And then I picked up, because I was almost out today. I couldn't believe it. We always have ranch in the pantry, and I had none. You want about 1/2 cup of ranch. And I don't think this is actually, I hate these
Brand
things.
New.
Does anybody else hate these things?
Especially
this
when
is
your
just
hands,
dry. Look at it.
Especially when your hands
are wet.
Are
my
slippery.
hands don't work to start with very well.
But they're slippery from the mayonnaise too.
Crazy. So there we go. Slippery from the mayonnaise. Yeah. So a half a cup of ranch dressing of any of your choice. It's almost done. This is the meal, except for putting the stove on for a few moments, 7 minutes to do my macaroni. This kitchen doesn't even get heated up. Then a quarter cup, and I've just got I like enough of this, so I'm gonna just put it in, of Parmesan, grated Parmesan. Oh, this looks so good. I'm just gonna dump that in there. That's good stuff. And then some black pepper, and about a pretty good amount of black pepper, which I like. I think it calls for 2 teaspoons, but not even that probably, but I like a lot.
2 teaspoons would be a lot.
Quite a bit, yeah. I don't think it was 2 teaspoons now that I think about it. All right, here we go. And then just mix this up. Get this all blended like this. Okay, so there it is. It's all ready. Now, all I do is put this in here and I mix this all around. I'm gonna plate this thing up in 2 seconds and we're gonna be done. I wanna thank all of you for the book sales and also purchasing. If you haven't gotten it, I urge you to get it. Get a couple copies, even maybe for friends or family or whatever that could really use it. And that's the common sense thing that we're trying to do. Just talking about the disobedience versus embarrassment. It's just a common sense approach to things. Ooh, this is going to be so good, Susan.
Yeah, how about grandparents? They can do the same thing.
Grandparents, totally.
Because so many of them are being very...
In fact, if you were to read it as a grandparent or think about it or however you want to approach the subject, you don't even have to correct your children if you see something doing wrong. Just be a grandparent. And I mean, I've got, I watch my liberty with my grandkids, but my kids have told my grandkids, hey, if Papa or Nana say something, you better obey them just as much as you would obey the school teacher or the pastor or anybody in authority. We'll shake it out later if they were wrong or whatever, but that's sort of the idea, and that's maybe a kind of a relationship you can look for. And if you approach things in a grandparent way, which is a little different than a parent way.
We'll have to talk about that one day.
Yeah, we need to, because I think sometimes grandparents put in too much, and other times they just put their hands in the air and go, well, it's your problem, kid. And neither one is probably the right way. But what you don't want to do is correct your adult children if they're doing it wrong. You just want to maybe show as an example.
Especially in front of the child.
Especially in front of the child. And have some discernment. Oh, doesn't that look good with all of that in there? Let's just try, shall we? And see, we might need a little salt. I don't need any salt.
Really?
I don't believe so.
I gotta try it now.
That
to
is
me,
so...
it looks like it would need salt.
That is so fresh. Oh, do I like that. And I can imagine that with chicken.
Do you need more tuna?
6, 7 ounces of tuna in there, and that's what you need. Isn't that good?
It's really good.
Oh, I love that. I love
do
it.
too.
So let's plate this up. Watch this.
Very good.
Oh, boy. Here we go. Once again, I come through for you, babe. Let's plate this thing up. Oh, you could do this for like a lunch if you had people over.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Wouldn't that be great? There, look at that plate. I mean, you can't beat that for a nice little dinner tonight. I'm gonna plate me up one, and we're gonna get to eating. Thanks for watching us today. Thank you, like I said again, for all your support as it related to the book and all that we've been doing that way. And we'll just see you next time.